Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Up back into the video day, and today the Houston Rockets beat the Portland Trailblazers 116 to 107. Great win for the Rockets as the second to last game of the regular season is over, and then it's a win for the Rockets. They improved to 40 and 41. It's officially a 40-win season for the Houston Rockets. A season ago, being the 15 seed or 14 seeds, Spurs were 15 seed, and only having 22 wins. The Rockets have had an 18-win improvement season, and I think it's very likely that the Rockets will finish this season with a 500 record. They should have guaranteed that last night. It would have been guaranteed if they did that last night after the game against Utah Jazz, and tonight that would have been 41 wins. I think that was a really unfortunate loss for the Rockets. A game where Van Vliet showed up and then got tired at the end, and I don't think if you look at the rest of the team, I think Cam Whitmore was pretty solid off the bench with like 18, 17 points, something like that. But I don't think the team showed up at all besides Van Vliet with 42 points last night. And but speaking of Van Vliet, he did not play in this game. I don't know if it was a specific injury, but I would imagine part of the reason the Rockets didn't play Van Vliet in this game was probably due to the reason of, just the fact that, it's a back-to-back, just scoring 42 points, putting his heart out there, and the second last game of the season. I wouldn't be surprised if the Rockets have basically shut him down for the season. I wouldn't imagine him playing Sunday against. I would not think he would play. So I don't think he will play Sunday against Clippers. But I think the Rockets do finish off this season with a 500 record. I think they finish this season off with a 41-41 record, right there, down even at 41-41 against the Los Angeles Clippers on Sunday. Obviously, under normal circumstance, I think the Rockets most likely probably do lose to the Clippers, just like they have in the two other matchups this season. Although I will say two very close matchups this season. But being the last game of the season and knowing how the Clippers, two guys like Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, have had injury problems in the past, I would not think that Paul George or Kawhi Leonard will be available in this game. I would imagine both guys will be sitting out last game of the season. I don't know about James Harden because he hasn't had injury problems in the past either. But this is a very important postseason for the Los Angeles Clippers. They're going up against the Dallas Mavericks. They have nothing to play for on Sunday against the Rockets, so I couldn't imagine that they'd play their starters. You got PG going into free agency. They want to re-sign him. I think you need to have some good playoff success. Can't go down in the first round. And if someone's injured out of Kawhi, PG, or James Harden from the last game of the season, I couldn't imagine those guys are going to play. I don't know who does play for the Rockets, but I don't think Fred VanVleet will play. I don't know about Dylan Brooks, who did play today. I think guys like Jalen Green, Jabari Smith Jr., and Amen Thompson and Cam Whitmore would play. And if they're playing a Clippers team who's probably and maybe without Kawhi, PG, and James Harden, I would imagine the Rockets get the W. So let's go over what the Rockets did tonight. 26 points for Jalen Green in a 116-107 win. This is much better after last night's 3 points in 20 minutes. Very disappointing, Jalen, the way he showed up. And maybe if we could have got a little bit more from Jalen last night in his 1-for-7 shooting night, then potentially the Rockets could have grabbed a win against Utah. A Utah team who's finished up the season absolutely terrible. They're 31-50. They've been terrible in the second half of the year. This is also a team who actually probably had a chance, before the All-Star break, might have had a chance to make the play-in. They had a better chance than the Rockets did. Going into the All-Star break, Utah was ahead of Houston. Utah was looking really good, and they just went downhill. And I was and still am really frustrated on that loss to Utah. I don't think that was a loss the Rockets should have had. I think that should have been. You look at multiple games this season that should have been won by the Rockets, and I think as a young team you're going to have those games that you just can't get back, and as a young team should have got. And I'll go back to a game against just like that against Portland this year. I'm thinking about the overtime loss to Portland in Houston. It was a tough shot. Jeremy Grant got the game winner for Portland. But yeah, so Jalen had 26. Jock Landale was great for the Rockets tonight. He had 20 points with 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 8 for 13, 0 for 3 from 3. 9 points for Dylan Brooks in 31 minutes with 5 rebounds, 17 points and 15 rebounds, and 6 assists for Amin Thompson, shooting 6 for 12. 8 points and 5 rebounds with 4 assists for Jabari Smith Jr., and that was it for the Rockets starters. 7 points in 17 minutes off the bench for Jeff Green with 4 assists. 11 points for Cam Whitmore with 5 rebounds and 4 assists in 25 minutes. 4 for 14, 3 for 9 from 3. And 18 points for Aaron Holiday, who shot 7 for 11, 0 for 3 from 3, 4 for 4 at the free throw line with 2 assists and 2 rebounds. For Portland, Scoot Henderson had a really good night, scoring 30 points. Let me know your thoughts on the game in the comment section. Great way for the Rockets, to closing out the season. Let me know your thoughts on the game in the comment section, and peace out. Go Rockets.